And we're down here in Tavernier, Florida, in the Florida Keys. Another beautiful day. Beautiful, juicy homes in the Florida Keys. Lots of juicy homes in the Florida Keys. The hurricane bunker. Folks, solid concrete roof, concrete slab floor, concrete, all concrete. This is what you need to survive a hurricane, Cat 5. And what do we got going here today? Got a little project going on the world famous 1991 Mazda Miata convertible. You may have seen the Mazda Miata convertible in Netflix Bloodline. I was an extra in Netflix Bloodline. We also went up to South Beach for 2 weeks and parked right in front of Versace's mansion. And we did American Crime Story Season 3. Versace Cunanan murder story. This car was up there in multiple locations along with me on South Beach, all over the place for 2 weeks. I was on the beach wearing my swim trunks, believe it or not, in a scene doing that. I did multiple scenes over the 2-week period. Drove back and forth every day from the Florida Keys. Came home, cleaned my wardrobe, took a nap for about an hour, and drove back to South Beach. It was just too expensive to stay up in South Beach, and I can't believe I made it back and forth every day. We had a lot of rain during the shoot. And we were also in a couple other things. Panama Papers, The Last Thing You Ever Wanted, Right Stuff. I was in the Right Stuff up in Universal Studios in Orlando, but this car was not in it. We were down in Key West with this thing, with Meryl Streep in Panama Papers. That was pretty cool. And now we're getting ready to do some work on the Miata. I'm going to replace what's better known as the rear seal of the transmission. There it is right there. It's got a little bearing inside, and I believe that's what's making the noise. I got to take the drive shaft out, which only has 4 screws in the back. Pull the drive shaft out, pull this seal out. I'm probably going to use these tweezers to pry it out without making any damage. And to press it back in, believe it or not, this is off of a washer machine lid for laundry soap. And it fits perfect. It absolutely fits perfect as a punch. You want to punch the metal, not the rubber. And I'm just going to barely put it in there and line it up, tap it in to the back of the transmission. I got my book here. I really don't need it, but I always refer to it just to make sure I'm doing. There's a few things you're going to learn in here. So what we do is we go to the back of the page. Yeah, this book's been used a lot. Transmission oil seal replacement. Yep, 7A1. We're going to go to that right now. This book's been used extensively. I've had this car for 10 years. And this is what we're going to do, the oil seal replacement. And we're going to come over here. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the back of the transmission right there. That's this little doohickey right here. Okay, it goes in just like that. I got to pry it off. See, that's a little pry bar to use. And I'm going to use these little tweezers. You know, you don't want to do damage to it. I'll get it out somehow and then pry a new one in. And before I do that, I'm going to try to, the car is tilted up right now, as you can see. The car is tilted up, so the rear will be exposed. I'll be able to put some gear oil in there, tranny oil, and it'll come out. It'll be full. I'll put the seal in, put the drive shaft in, make sure it's lined up. You got to line it up because there is a keyway and what's known as a harmonic balancer. On the Mazda NAs, you cannot replace the ball joints. You have to buy an aftermarket drive shaft for $200. There is no core charge. And there's the keyway up at 12 o'clock. It'll slide right on the back of the tranny. I got to put some grease on here, obviously, grease the bearing, put it on, and hopefully either my drive shaft's bad or one of these bearings might be bad. This might not be the problem, but I'm going to do it anyways because I hear a funny noise. And sometimes you just have to go with your gut feeling. And luckily I had an extra drive shaft. I've actually had that rear seal replaced before. I did it. And I bought this and did it all up. So I had an extra one as a backup. And I got all my tools under there. I'm safely jacked up, I hope. This is not really the best way to work under this car, but I don't have a choice. I don't have a jacks. I don't have a big car lift or something to drive under. Anyways, I'm procrastinating. I gotta get her done. It'll probably be a half hour from now, and I'll let you know how it goes, folks.